right, let's get into it. We are talking about pentatonics and how in the world do you actually get good at going fast on pentatonics? What fingering do you use? This is part of my Nobody Teaches This series because let's be honest, nobody really talks about how you actually finger pentatonic scales, whether we're talking major or minor. We're about to get into that, but let me define a couple terms and explain who this video is for. This video is for people who know a thing or two about piano, probably already know what a pentatonic is, but in case you don't, let me explain it. You got your major scale, right? Well, that major scale is lovely, but it sounds super clunky when you're improvising. You can make it work, but it's not the greatest while improvising. Also, certain styles are going to favor the sound of the pentatonic over that major scale in both melody design and in terms of improvising. So what is the pentatonic scale? It's 5 notes. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to do that either major, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, scale degrees, right? Or minor, 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. Now, if you have been playing piano for a while, you probably already know how to do major scale fingerings. And it's groups of 3s and groups of 4s because there's 7 notes and you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, all that business. But pentatonic scales kind of have this problem, which is they have weird shapes and they don't really conform very well. And so you tend to find one of two things happening. You either tend to find a fingering that works really well in one octave, but does not necessarily work well to across the whole thing. And you find that you can't really use those 3 and 4 groups that you do so well in a major scale. So what is the solution? Let me propose 2. And then I'm going to kind of throw this caveat at the end that's basically going to say just ignore everything I said. I know, don't you love that? That's the whole reason why I make these videos, by the way, is so much of playing music is learning really hard, fast rules that work and then going, yeah, do whatever you want. So let's get into the first one. This is the easiest one. There's 5 notes. Whoa, look at that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers. Ooh, we could just play 5 notes, 5 fingers. There are some real advantages to this. The first is no confusion. No matter what pentatonic we play, every single one, we can do 5 fingers and it will always work. Oh no, my thumb's on a black key. I might make a video about that later. Who cares? Put your thumb on a black key. You will survive. What are the other advantages? Another advantage I kind of like is it's going to teach you to just move your hand when you go to another octave because you really can't physically comfortably cross over after a pinky. So you just got to move. You get used to that and you're going to be flying soon, okay? This is really good if you're going to stay in one octave or if you're going to just do crazy things downright. And then you saw me do that and you're like, wait, that's other fanciness. We'll get there in a second. Let me talk about option number 2 to practice. And this is groups of 2 and 3. If we do a little bit of math, we'll realize there are 5 notes, which means it's divided up into a group of 3 and a group of 2. Well, with C major, it's pretty straightforward in the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Very nice to keep consistent and play through it. When we go to minor, same idea. I'll probably end up doing this more actually. And you might go, wait a second. All right, what if I want to choose a different one? Like, what if I want to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3? Knock yourself out. The best and the worst thing about pentatonics is there are no set fingerings. And if anybody tells you there's a set fingering, that's just their preference. I have not really run into one cohesive thing that's like, this is the official fingering for the pentatonic scales. The same way there is with major. I mean, major is really a done deal. It's a solid framework now. Yes, you could play D flat major like this, but people would look at you kind of weird. That's because it's a set deal. But pentatonics, nah, not so set. All right, so we have 5 fingers and then 3 fingers and 2 fingers, right? And then like for the left hand, just to give you an idea. So we could start with pinky if we want. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow, I can't speak. Then 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. And then minor could be like, we could do a variety of different things. We could do 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1. There we go. Those are very, very helpful. Here's the honest truth, though. Is this cool to do? Yes. But this is not very musical. Yeah, you might want to do a run at some point where you're like... But most of the time in music, you go up and then you go back down. Then you go up and then you go back down. So I'm going to propose a third thing, and then we're going to get into the weird caveats, you know, exceptions, other food for thought to end this video out. The thing I want to bring up now is actually doing 3 or 4 note finger patterns. And you may find this familiar because I talked about it in length on a different Nobody Does This video, because those 3 note patterns, those 4 note patterns, they will revolutionize your technique. So what you're going to do is you're just going to play the 3 fingers over and over and over again. Then you do a different group of 3, then a different group of 3. You could do this with 4. You could do this with other 4. What does this buy you? Well, it actually gives you more of a way that you would actually approach it if you were improvising. Because that's the type of patterns that you're going to more likely use. Any thoughts so far about this? Is this going with what you think that you already knew, or is this some new information? I'd love to hear from it in the comments. Also, just to address a comment that they're probably not going to get to this point of the video to see, but I want to address it anyway. Someone asked, who is this audience for? Because I always say nobody teaches this or nobody does this. I am being intentionally hyperbolic to really shove it in your face, because I think these concepts are important things for us to think about. And in general, what happens is people may teach you this, but they'll teach it to you like it's a rule, or they'll just be like, try this. They won't give you the whole framework of, hey, guys, we don't actually really know the best pentatonic fingering, so figure out what works for you and then go from there. And that is going to be the end caveat. Figure out what works for you and then go from there. If you want to go 5, 3, 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, and then alternate, you absolutely can. Is that a great idea? Probably not, but ultimately that is up to you. Anyway, have fun with these pentatonics. Pentatonics are so much fun. They're so great for improvising. Pick a fingering, stick with it, get it really, really good, and then adjust from there. I've been Robert Monroe. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll talk to you later. Peace.